Hello, dear learners. This is dietitian Aurithro Khan. So today we will be discussing about the browning, the different types of browning, enzymatic browning, non-enzymatic browning, and their mechanism, and also what about the biochemistry of this browning. So let's get the ball rolling. So what is enzymatic browning? So enzymatic browning basically, there is the rapid darkening of the, cut surface of any kind of fruits like apple, like banana, like brinjal, or potato, any vegetables. So it's basically, given very dark color, dark brown color. So this is called basically the enzymatic browning because they are the food to turn the brown in color. Why? Because oxidation reactions occur in food and non-food items. So enzymatic browning is a reaction which requires the actions of enzymes and oxidation in order to occur. What happens during enzymatic browning? If you look at the picture, there hexagon bronze basically is showing the diagram. How come? When the tissues are cut, basically, or the injured, there basically the cut surface is exposed to the air. Phenol oxidase enzyme released at this surface, and this is act on the polyphenols present and oxidizing them to orthoquinones. So how come? Again, you have to see the picture. The cut fruits containing their catechins, tyrosine, chlorogenic acid, mono and dihydroxyphenols, and with the presence of oxygen and presence of polyphenols, it will convert to DOPA. What is DOPA? Dihydroxyphenylalanine. Dihydroxyphenylalanine. So this DOPA basically the orthodiphenol, and which is again converts with the help of oxygen orthoquinones. Then the orthoquinones polymerized and it will be released with melanin. So when the oxygen in the air can cause the sliced fruit to brown, a process is called the enzymatic browning. This is the oxidation reactions basically. So this phenolase changes the phenols into melanin, which has the brown color. Okay, so you may have heard of melanin before. Basically, melanin is a pigment that gives human hair, human skin, human eyes their color. Basically, a dark content of color. Dark content of color basically are called the melanin. How can enzymatic browning be slowed down? Okay, so the browning can be slowed down by preventing the enzyme from the working properly. Lemon juice contains an acid which can stop enzymes working properly, as enzymes often work based at a certain pH. Water and sugar in jam, for an example, stops oxygen in the air getting to the enzymes and prevents the browning. So again, I am saying what will happen, the phenolase is also known by other names of the polyphenol oxidase, tyrosine, catecholase. So each is specific for certain substrate. The optimum pH for the activity of the enzyme polyphenolase is between 5 to 7. So basically acidic in nature, basically is an acidic in nature. Now a question can come up, a question can arise during the syllabus, your syllabus, that can bananas be stored in refrigerator? Is very good question, because we know bananas are basically you can found over here, but unlike apples, unlike other fruits which are basically the cold temperature fruits. So what will happen? Banana peels can turn brown or black when refrigerated, and the cells on the peels of the tropical fruits like bananas, because I've already told that banana is basically a summer content tropical fruits, so damaged when stored under cold conditions. This releases some phenolic compounds that get oxidized by enzymes like polyphenoloxidase, leading to the darkening of the peel. So However, the quality of this edible part of the banana fruit for a few days, what will happen? It will happen during the refrigeration may delay the ripening of the banana fruit for a few days. But the temperature fruits, the cold temperature fruits like apple, like pears, do not get their cells damaged due to the cold condition, and hence they can be refrigerated easily. Effects on oxidations on nutrient content, as well as the causing the fruit to change color. Oxidation can also affect the nutrient content of the fruit of vegetable. Vitamin C found in some fruits and vegetable can be oxidized when it's exposed to air, because we know the vitamin C, this is a very water soluble vitamin, and also open air, the longer a fruit is exposed, the less vitamins it will have. So how could we prevent the enzymatic browning? Because we can see that prevention is very important. First one is the temperature. So what we can do the several method. We can several method in blanching. This has a several what else, limitations and inactivation. And in this optimum temperature for the browning is 43 degrees centigrade to 50 degrees centigrade. But if food is kept at the higher or lower temperature, then browning will reduce. We can change in the pH, because we can see the polyphenolase, the activity is between 6 to 7, the acidic temperature, acidic nature, sorry. So lowering of the pH to 4, the addition of citric and inhibits the phenolase activity. It is also possible the citric acid reacts with the copper present in the enzyme. We can use some antioxidants like sulfur dioxide and vitamin C serve to inhibit the enzyme. With enzyme substrates or limit enhance oxygen, sulfur dioxide, sulfide, bisulfide that inhibit the effectively this kind of browning. And again, I'm saying that prevention is also with the contact of oxygen. So contact with oxygen can be reduced by immersing the fruits in water, all liquids like milk, curd, fruit juice, or any other food items. Additions of sodium chloride, NaCl, or sugar to the cut fruit prevents this browning. So there are a lot of methods that we can prevent the enzymatic browning action. Now we'll come to the non-enzymatic browning. What is non-enzymatic browning? Non-enzymatic browning in lime juice is accompanied by an increase in off flavor, which also limits the shelf life. So there are two processes, caramelization and the Maillard reaction. So what is caramelization? Is a non-enzymatic reaction that occurs when carbohydrates or sugars in food are heated. It is the process of removal of water from a sugar followed by the isomerization and also polymerization step. So again, I'm saying the ascorbic acid is responsible for the development of the browning reaction in fruit juices and also concentrates in the canned vegetables. But mixtures of the ascorbic acid and amino acid develop brown color more rapidly than mixtures of reducing sugar and amino acids. Okay, so what will the Maillard reaction will occur? This in the decomposition of the ascorbic acid or the dehydroascorbic acid, the furfural and ozone of L-xylose are formed, which are the highly reactive. Okay, so if we discuss about the Maillard reaction, is a chemical reaction between an amino acid and reducing sugar, usually requiring the addition of heat, like caramelization. It is interacts with the nucleophilic amino acids, amino groups. The interesting but poorly characterized odor and flavor molecules result. This process accelerates in an alkaline environment because the amino groups do not neutralize. The reaction is the basis of the flavoring industry, since the type of amino acid determines the resulting flavor. In the process, hundreds of different flavor compounds are created. So oxidation of the phenolic compound leads to darkening of the tamarind pulp. Darkening due to the aging and exposure to the air also occurs in some kinds of wine, ketchup, lot of preparation. Okay, so in these cases, what will happen? The tamarind darkening due to age oxidation occurs primarily as a non-enzymatic chemical reaction. Refrigeration or refrigerations any food or fruits would significantly reduce the rate of oxidation and thus of the darkening of a tamarind pulp. So if we give an example of tamarind pulp, so it will be a very classical examples of the non-enzymatic browning. So what is the difference between non-enzymatic and non-enzymatic browning for the sum up? So enzymatic browning, the process of the food turning brown due to an enzyme catalyzed chemical reaction that takes place in the food. Already we have discussed the chemistry like polyphenolase, with like orthoquinones, melanins. So due to the melanin color, this enzymatic browning can happen. What is non-enzymatic browning definition? The process of food turning brown due to a chemical reaction that is non-catalyzed by an enzyme. So we have discussed about the Maillard reaction, caramelization, etc., etc. Contributions of enzyme involves enzymes such as polyphenol oxidase and the catechol oxidase. Does not involve any enzyme reactivity because it's a non-enzymatic browning. Reaction mechanism: enzymatic browning initiates with the oxidations of the phenols by phenol oxidase into quinones, which are then polymerized to produce the brown colored pigment melanin. In non-enzymatic browning, no enzymatic activity is required. It involves a chemical reaction. Again, I am saying the caramelization and the Maillard reaction between the amine group of free amino acids and the carbonyl group of the reducing sugar. We have discussed about these sugars, carbohydrates, and all. So this is all about the enzymatic and non-enzymatic browning. So we can do some practical experiences and go for the for the lessons. These are the references. What I have put the slides up. Thank you so much for your active listening. God.